Pisces. We are back with your reading, and it's very interesting, to say the least. Very interesting. It's a few different messages here, so we will start with my initial reaction, and then sitting with the cards and intuitively getting messages. There is something about a female in a situation. There's family situations, siblings, rivals, maybe, some deceptions, secrets, something not being told, or like it being told to someone else, someone immature, someone out of insecurities or jealousy and rage. And kind of like upset, because I think deep down inside they may have felt naive about something, and that may have created the monster, right? Something like that. Now, for some of us, it's like the things that we create in our minds, where there could be a challenge to follow our own intuition, or waiting for some sort of guidance after a betrayal. Not speaking about how we feel and stuff like that is in a situation. And someone from the past may be on their way back. For some of you, I don't know if that was a mistress in a couple situation, because we do have the King and the Queen of Wands here. And the High Priestess is down here with the offer, or in silence about the feelings. The High Priestess could represent the soulmate for some, and is a mistress in other situations. And most of the people here, actually everyone here, but the community, has their back turned. I thought that was really unique, that the only one that is facing forward is the Justice card. And justice serves. Justice moves with integrity. Justice could talk about legalities, family matters, marriages, but possibly not as much the marriage, but any agreements that one had, or if they felt deceived or robbed. You know what I'm saying? Situations like that could come back up. And just the burdens, wishing that things were different for some. And it's like, are we being naive in that? And we'll just break it down and get into it. So, excuse me. Like I said, with the environment being someone possibly returning, this could be something that a person wanted returned. All right. Because of that Seven of Swords, the secrets, the theft, the hiding things. We got the Magician in the center. So our focus is on the mystery. Our focus could be on something that didn't happen favorably. I'll just say that because there's like a plethora of scenarios, right? And moving away from it and knowing that you are magnetic, you can attract and will attract more that may make you happier. Sometimes having contentment with the being fed up part and wanting to like feed into it, because some of us are thinking about some really quirky things to say, some messages to send, or looking into it, right? But there's a favorable outcome, which was, like I said, unique about the situation, because when it came in, there was jealousy and rage. There was someone not to play with. Could even be someone who's into like spirituality or magic or whatever. And then there's some secrets and deceptions involved. This person could be like a reader, or just like I said, someone who's into the community of. And I don't feel that the people or the person in the environment are entirely happy with them, but there's something, and I don't know if it's you or them, that where there's an animosity, or I get like this elevated, what the Queen of Wands and Shadow kind of represented in the Three of Cups, this elevated energy of some spite, some nastiness, especially if it involves other people's relationship, a past relationship, children, a community of some sort. And then, like I said, something being hidden or taken. Now, very interesting stuff. Making the impossible possible says that there is some immaturity in the situation with the the little child of cups down here with my high priestess. So there could be an offer, and there are some people who may be naive in a situation. It could go either way, just depending on the other people in the environment and where they are and where you guys are, like in your journey. So we can definitely we will pull some clarifiers on that. With the past person returning, the magician being the ideal soulmate, and the high priestess here is saying that it may have come after times of betrayal and all the negative words you could think of. But the interesting relationship, and I'm going to tell y'all about it since y'all are here. Y'all got somewhere to go? No, I'm just kidding. The interesting thing about this relationship is that they kind of just get together because they are around each other, if that makes sense. Like, they have been around each other probably for some time, or they've been through situations and could have come to a point of their lives where they just want to start a relationship. That's why you have two attractive people, two vibrant people, that people do things for them when they need it done, charismatic, entrepreneurs, probably somewhere with fire in their charts, or they just match each other's energy as far as personalities. And I think that that's super dope. While one person, I guess when in confrontation, will move away, right? Using that, because this isn't something that I've learned, but I don't know, I just felt it. With the Seven of Swords, it's like the Five of Swords in the background. And then he takes two swords, right? When I think of two swords and I have like my high priestess here, the two swords could represent like seeing things without your eyes, like internally, because they were blindfolded with the swords crossed, just like ready to go, kind of trusting your intuition. Some others, there could be blocks and things that we refuse to see. So in this situation, it's something about that two swords for me that I hope we get down to the bottom of. And while the five swords could be the energy that's challenging, as well as the seven, what the seven swords represents, but in the approach to take to it, you have six swords. So either that's like a step back away from something, or like I said, moving forward out of that Five of Swords. And I didn't see the Five of Swords. I'm just feeling it. Because, the magician is in the center and moves away with that two sword. So there could have been someone that was blocked. Okay. If there was any arguments or confrontations, and I'm just going to block you. I'm just going to walk away from this. And this is their focus, their return. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Cause I've never dissected the Seven of Swords like that, but yeah. So the Queen of Wands, someone who's intuitive, but maybe afraid of accepting herself. So when I talk about being insecure or naive a little bit, that may need some work a little bit. And it's a big part of not only your relationship sector, but possibly even your soul purpose or whatever, to have more confidence, because that is going to ignite the energy, and energy is used in manifesting. It's used in any holistic healthcare. Energy is used in life with what we attract and things like that. So it's important to be able to manage and exude your energy as you will, and we need the confidence to do so. Because one or both people in this situation, somebody's goal-oriented, determined, and has metaphysics on their mind, right? But they can create harmony and havoc with that. And so it's just I can pick up on some situations where there's havoc, and then I can pick up on some more harmonious situations where someone just may need to have a little bit more confidence in a situation. And it could be toward a person. It could be toward a project. It could be toward a man. Now, usually, the King of Wands is sometimes a married man. So just be mindful of that. Like the Emperor sometimes points to someone else's husband. But since the King of Wands also refers to a married man, it doesn't have to be your husband, but it just represents a married man. And with the Queen of Wands, and the High Priestess here, I don't feel like that particular situation And you see how I took my two soulmates over here. And it could be, let me leave them right here. Cause I've heard of some situations like that. But, the point was, let me get back to these two before I go too far off, into somebody's matters. These two end up together because they were the two that's just there. After all of the rain and the pain and deception from past relationships that may not have worked properly, they come back to each other because this person's single, that person's single. There's some comfortability with that Six of Cups. There's familiarity. Somebody feels at home with you, and that's never going to change. So there could be a little bit of mystery and trickiness in the situation. Now, because it may be fate or destiny or something like that, somebody's approach to it being to kind of like move away from it. Ooh, and it also talks about a double life. Oh my God. That's very interesting. Somebody is committed somewhere else and playing with fire, creating jealousy, and interferes with relationships. Yikes. That's very interesting because they're driven and magnetic, and I can see them going into situations where people become comfortable, and there you have it. Now, if children are involved, I don't see pregnancy. It's very interesting, but there's something about parenthood or fatherhood that could be the outcome of a situation, and or the opportunity with this. Okay, because this represents the father, and you do have two childlike energies here in my bonus cards, as well as the opportunity or what's crowning you. Okay, now this person may practice like alchemy, because of the crossing of the Seven of Swords, and then I brought up like the Two of Swords. So just be mindful of that. I don't know if that would refer to like some DNA testing or something like that. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of extra. But I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. I ain't in nobody's business. But very interesting. So that could be for someone. Now in the challenge, right? The challenge of this situation, I did talk about the clumsiness and forgetfulness. And that, I think, comes from the person that may need a little bit more confidence, especially when it comes to like recollecting. And unfortunately, the lies that are told. So somebody's going to fumble on regurgitating a story that was told because it wasn't true. And they probably done forgot what they told somebody. So I got to hold my crystal because there's something else. So there's that. Someone who's distrusting of others. And may have a fear of commitment. And that's how these two people end up together, because there's this issue with commitment. Either way, one person may not commit to relationships. The other person may not commit fully to themselves, as far as like lacking the drive and their desires and ambitions to do things, to have confidence, and, to kind of move away from naive or immature feelings. And, just some things that more aggressive or abrasive people have. Not saying that that's cute or that's how we all should be, just saying, right? There's one person like that or an energy like that in the situation, and then the other person may have committal issues as far as like loyalty and trust when it comes to people, because for someone it's to themselves and another person is to people. And that's very interesting, because that's just like how some twin flames or soulmates kind of work when we are growing and developing through each other. Very interesting concepts. Now, the focus being the magician. The magician is, for those of you that don't got no mess going on, possibly, the magician with the high priestess here and the Six of Cups is just like my actual soulmate who I incarnated on this planet to be with. Because when I think about the Six of Cups, it's the older guy, the younger girl, the siblings, but it just shows chivalry and sweetness, good memories, and just a pleasant time. A beautiful flower. I think originally he was handing her one, but I do like to give the respect to the creators and illustrators. And this particular Six of Cups, it just shows a community or a collective of people. So instead of it just being me and you, it's like maybe I'm trying to find who that is, or maybe it's a whole bunch of them. Right? No, I'm just kidding. But no, someone may be in search of something like that. And I think that that's super dope. Where in the near future, there is a like attraction or a counter. Because, you know, it's like feminine energy, masculine energy, male, female, or whatnot. Both fire. Doesn't have to be a fire sign, but it could be. Or talk about where these signs fall in your chart. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Which, if you have any of these in your south node, the secrets and the things that are hidden from the alchemist or the scientist or whatever, the person that's like metaphysically having some capacity could be you. And it's like you need to tap into it and look into it, because the work, there's something about the work. And I think it's like physical work. So some things that we may need to do to like tap into our energy. I don't care if it's like reading some of the taboo books or just deep down diving into self. I don't know. Crossing over the water could be consciousness. So just like deeply connecting to what is going to help you unlock some things to bring you that wish fulfillment. Because I noticed that the Child of Cups here is elevating above the water. So that's dope, right? But it has some control, because in this deck, the King of Cups elevates just like that too. So it's like I have the capacity, maybe I don't know it. And then here in the Nine of Cups and the hopes and fears, it's like rising above it. It's like the same thing, but differently. So he's standing in it. And this one is like, I can't really stand in it. I can rise above it. You know, I can hover over it and try to keep my balance. But he's balancing his body on the water. So that shows how the Nine of Cups talks about happiness and emotion and just bliss, right? But with the page, it's more so like, and yeah, this is like fate for some of you, because when I tried to get the outcome, 3 cards came out and it made me think about the 3 fates. So I left them. We're going to talk about it. But yeah, so it's kind of like someone who has this in a negative way may struggle with their emotions. They're emotionally immature, meaning they don't know how to tap into it, especially if they come off as like this Child of Swords energy or with that perspective. Unless you are looking into something, the offer, the emotions or feelings, as well as children or a family situation, it just gives me like some immature energies. And so it's like, what if they can't handle all that water? I can't stand on all that water. I need a little bit of air. That's why he rides in the air, right? I need some thoughts. And then the High Priestess with these 10 of Swords, moving in silence, okay, above the water is what Source wanted to make sure that I pointed out, because this is the same sentiment that I had for what the 6 of Swords was representing in our approach to take. So moving in silence and rising above the water. And I don't know, it just came through my head like the water is chaos. So that's interesting. Realizing your potential and believing in yourself is important. Using your talents, being in charge of your own destiny. Being able to sell yourself, sell your ideas and sell your point. Reinventing yourself. But just keep in mind, if there are any miscommunications on the negative side in the shadow energy, a business person that is like kind of crazy, could be a fraud, or there's some sort of miscommunication where somebody think that at the least. So just be mindful of that. Okay, that's very interesting stuff. Now, I also know that it could show up where there will be heightened communication and sensitivity to a higher power. So, like I said, with the High Priestess here, and we talk about some things are fated, there could be a stronger spiritual connection, which could lead to this mysterious soulmate, the soulmate of all soulmates, like the actual one for you, because that's why the Magician is the number 1. It's like the one for me. And then the 6 of Cups right here, it's just like, yeah, that is definitely a big factor to whatever's going on. Whether that's whatever it is. I don't even want to like break it down because it's like so much going on. But talking about the one for me, and this is the one from the past that could be on their way back. Now, memory loss for the liar is an issue. You see how that just jumps? It's somebody who lies and then can't even remember their own lies. It's very interesting. And I would hate for them to have to go through like the justice system, um, child support or custody or whatever. And it's like amnesia. I don't know. I don't even know like who that's for or what it means, but these are the words that are just coming through my brain. Um, so that's very interesting. And it's like, who did they lie to? I hope they didn't lie to the Queen of Wands, because that's why the Justice card is at the bottom of the deck in the first place. Right? The past situation may have had something to do with doing it all themselves. And then was kind of like happy to it a little bit, but then they start thinking or looking. You know, I was happy to do it myself. I was happy to be patient. I was happy to wait. I was content with all this pressure. But then you're going to lie or, take from me when I gave or something like that. And that's not the best. Now, others of us that find it hard to stay motivated, you're going to have to do some research and look into some things that may inspire you. Go to school, join a group, study. Be teachable, because we could be stuck in our ways. If you're afraid to accept yourself with this strong intuition, that could be problematic. Especially if you have a lot of creative energy, but struggle to express it. Struggling with anger. Be mindful of that. Now, in the approach with the Six of Swords to the challenge of the Seven of Swords, it's like moving away from it. And honestly, I ain't trying to I'm not trying to rewrite tarot, but isn't that exactly what the magician is doing while they still in the backdrop with them five swords or whatever? I'm just going to slide off, right? Moving in silence. I'm a dip, okay? And then here, if I'm dipping, if we keep the story rolling, he dipped with two swords. But in this case, it's either, that was funny, the High Priestess or the Child of Cups. So I'm going to take some clarifiers, because if I dip with the Broad, I'm just going to dip with the one that they work with, because I'm fighting with all y'all going through all these issues. And this one, it just worked with. They done been around longer than all of y'all. That makes sense. If the other suitors are the five swords and he dipped with the two swords is connected to the High Priestess. Okay? And or whatever he took when he dipped or she dipped is going to be probably clarified in this Child of Cups. Okay. All right. I definitely understand that a little bit. But yeah, I was just going to say that it's like that's what he is doing in the Seven of Swords. He kind of like moving away from that Five of Swords and dipping with the two swords. That's crazy, huh? So in your approach, okay, to the situation, entering calmer waters and still in your mind, moving away from like a fear-based thinking, because some of us is just the fear of the unknown when we're supposed to be unlocking some stuff, right? People lie out of fear. And instead of lying and sitting there, they just disappear. Somebody could be absent. Somebody going to disappear because they don't remember, they don't know, and I think it's a habit. So there we go. Sorry about that. All right. Moving forward, based on, like I said, your approach, changing locations, maybe the issue. If someone has taken some things from you, if this is a roommate situation or a co-parenting situation, or you just looking to move to a better future, cool. Some of us could be feeling low emotionally or being like very sentimental. Some of you that are focusing on your superpower or the soulmate, moving away from toxic shit, you're moving in the right direction. And it talks about finding a solution, moving towards a better future. So for some of you, where something came up and somebody wasn't honest, or some information wasn't given, or somebody forgot something because they forgetful and childish as a motherfucker. It just says that problem solving, finding solutions, that's all you need, right? Losing information that's important and mental confusion could have led to this miscommunication, because it's somebody that's being asked to keep calm, and it's another individual or a situation that causes what we keeping calm from. Out of negligence, it seems like a little bit. And I'm throwing out all these legal terms while you have the children and the father and the queen and all the cups or whatnot. If there was somebody who was like way down energetically because of drinking, just be mindful of that, because the 9 of cups and like shadow energy does talk to like a lot of drinking, and the 10 of wands is like pressure. So drinking under pressure. Okay, we don't need that for my alchemist. So we need a less tense life or environment, so we aren't doing that, because that's maybe not the best. That's what I like to say, because I ain't unjudged. So it just might not be the best. Now, some of you may actually find your true purpose. That's going to come out when we get to this. Others of you, it's kind of like to help you evolve and to keep you out of trouble and to keep you from being bored. And this could even be a child, like someone who's advanced with the 7 of swords and the magician and the 6 of swords with the 6 of cups. It's kind of like when I talked about science, and I know this is random, but hear me out, because everybody not having a issue with a couple who somebody cheating on because he can, and then gonna end up with now one of y'all because he said he gonna deal with the broad who was just always cool. You know, they ain't really fight that much. They don't really got no bad blood. So if that's you, cool. But that's one thing. Okay? That's one thing, and you may be that person for somebody, because you don't really want nobody either, whoever this is. It's another person want their shit back and feeling robbed by a con artist, that's for sure. Someone else is struggling energetically, drinking out of stress, and it's like you got to move away from the stress if you want to move in the right direction for your like soul purpose or alchemy. And then what I was saying about the math and the technology, sometimes people struggle with things that are basic and simple. So it would take to do something more mentally stimulating to help in whatever the issue is for that particular person who having any situations with that. Okay. There's that. Now, in the hopes and fears, of course, I would think that we all hoped for wish fulfillment, happiness, and contentment. But with me, between me and spirit, this card is saying to find acceptance and contentment regardless of how whatever turns out. Whatever burdens, whatever work needs to be done. Some of you that are in the process of moving, created a business, making something. If you just have something that you're doing that's important. Okay. There we are. I had to fix the mic. Yeah, so contentment and acceptance is possibly what we can put in the place of whatever the hopes and fears are, to accept and appreciate and have gratitude regardless. But some of you, it talks about feelings, wishes coming true, satisfaction, and being proud of what you achieved. And some of us, it's like there's a feeling of not doing that. You feel me? And that does coincide with the insecurities that we talked about. A possibility of not getting what we wish for. Family and friends may be falling apart. So for the family issues, some friends, it might be some shit. There could be disintegrating and separation, often due to lifestyle choices. And the lifestyle choices I see here is lying, drinking, community, okay? And somebody who just already married but still playing, and they playing because whoever they playing with let them. So that's a win-win for them. Now, outcome or advice was very interesting, because for some of you, the Child of Swords, it's like you're receiving something directly from the sun. That, and I don't want to make everything all rainbow and cookies. Receiving something from the sun, because they're all looking at the sun, and it does talk about the sun possibly a source. So these are two people kind of guided by source, or one person that balances out the feminine and masculine energies within themselves. This one nature that they have, countering it with another nature. So the left side of me versus the right side of me, right? Because these are two cups right here with the sword. So that is one thing. Others of you, it literally could be about a child, specifically a son, a sibling as well. And others of you, this divine union, where you think you're going to be by yourself. Happy though, content by yourself, waiting on something that is possibly far-fetched in the third dimension at this day and age. But you can do it. But you just have to move away from other things that you don't want, like somebody else's husband. Or deception, lies, trickery, theft, fuck shit. Right? Raise your vibration too. Then somebody got the 10 of Cups, so they definitely dabbing into the community. Okay, so just be mindful of that. And then others of you, you may get the letter, the text message, the email that you're manifesting to receive that could have you nervous, or whatever was stolen from you, wherever the deception is, whatever the con artist is, there could be receiving whatever that was. Now, if this was the 8 of Wands, I would say it would be a package or something like that. But with the 10 of Wands, that's a bit bigger. Those aren't messages. That's movement. That's physical and not just coming through the air. It involves you some. So get that. So if you feel that somebody's this, that, and the other, the 10 of Wands says some of it may involve you. And now I'm going to get blocked. I know it, but I'm kidding. Don't block me. So let's take I want to get one for each of the 3 fates. With the Child of Coins, that could also talk to the one that has insecurities about how they look in their bodies. Also does talk about a picture, somebody looking at a picture or going over a document. Ooh, a picture or a document. Okay. So we have Libra at the bottom of the deck, maybe the person from the past that left somebody out in the cold. Differences in beliefs. Your spark, though, because I got this Daughter of Wands, or we was acting out over some stresses in life, is also what the 5 of Pentacles could represent. It also talks about mourning of some sort, because I always noticed it looked like somebody has on a black dress with a necklace on and a flower that's, and the Justice and the Queen of Swords does have like this mourning, widowy kind of energy. However, there's a lot of fire here and an ignition or ignite because of something new. Look at that. It could be energy. It could be a new marriage. It could be a married person. It could be the son, your actual children. So that's interesting. It's like this. I can't. Because I said the Child of Coins. So for some of you, that's either the legal issue or some adjustments in your path, like midway. It does talk about half-ass doing shit. It could talk about our habits, and our habits may need to be adjusted because it's hindering our health and or finances. So that's that. I hadn't even gotten to the 10 of Cups. It could be the Sun. So there's a happy ending, a family situation, a really sweet 6 of Cups situation with the Magician and the High Priestess that does end up being 10 of Cups. So somebody does indeed get their wish fulfillment. You got 2 9s there. Okay. And the Ace. Hey, what it say? I got a hold to a face card. I don't know what Boosie say, but he was talking about 21, right? That's what tarot is, trying to get to 21. So he's like, I caught an ace and got a hold to a face card or something. So you got a face card coming up. You have the Ace of Cups. And for some of y'all, the face card is the Father of Swords. I'm pointing back to the King of Wands, but that's very interesting. It could be an ex. Some of you may be receiving a judgment from a lawyer or a judge okay, or something like that. This offering may be given to the mother, all right, or just someone that they could see potentially as a wife. This is a guy that may have been divorced in the past, or maybe getting a divorce. Whew, that's a lot in the 10 cups, but the 10 cups people, that's going to be good. That's the generosity. So y'all getting something. Everybody who that 10 of cups is for is getting something. The page, I think, is getting something too, but that's also, like I said, connected to looking into something, image, body, habits, being diligent, getting things done. Okay. And so, look, I told you, I said the magician take the 2 swords. While they over there tripping with the 5 swords, right? The chaos and the arguments and all that, the magician gonna dip. And with the 2 swords, and then so whoever the sun card is for, which is a boon card, it's a highly auspicious card, unless you got a son that done stole something from somebody, playing Houdini. Hey, I doubt that, but that could happen because the tarot is very simple, and then it's also an algorithm. And I leave the simple stuff out because I'm like, don't that. And then I do personal readings all the time where the simple stuff be the real shit to be talking about. And I be on here talking about, yeah, so when you cross paths with the sun in the west, right? So here's the 8 wands that I talked about. It talks about blocked messages. There may be some blocked messages. That could be the person returning. It's some blocked messages. From the drunk that you left behind with them 5 swords. Stop this. Or ghosted. Or it's protecting yourself from. Hold on, let me just get one. That's crazy, ain't it? Got the 6 of swords. 6 of. Okay, here, I want y'all to see it. It was that one. And the 6 of. I couldn't even get it out right. I said the 6 of swords. So, raising your awareness, your vibration. It also talks about a reward of some sort. An increase, paying attention. So those of us that, like I said, struggle with paying attention, stimulating your intellect with higher aspects of mathematics and technology is the only thing that's going to help. And I don't know how many of you have ADD or autism or children or whatever, but I know that, and people be scared to say things like, I'm not a licensed professional to go to a doctor or whatever, but I've studied human behavior half my life. And I do have a few certifications that involve neurology, psychology, and human consciousness. So there's that. But no, a heightened awareness, and then staying hydrated, especially those of you that work outdoors, because it's like the magician is inside this tower, and it does talk about communication and Mercury, and it's a lot going on. And then the 8 wands did come out. So usually when I think about sun rays and all that kind of stuff, it's just like some things that we don't know about. So stay cool, stay calm. Don't be in environments that ain't worthy of you because it's more than you know. Be observant and wait. Pisces, we got the hangman, the daughter of swords right there, investigating and or becoming a student, joining a school, getting in class. Okay, something that's more rewarding. Bottom of the deck, we have the Mother of Swords. Wow, so y'all got a lot of, and it may talk about work, getting maybe a mentor or something like that to work with you, a mentor or a wise teacher. Because the the Mother of Swords is wisdom, and this is the feminine aspect of us in this situation that we're having this challenge with. In the 7 of Swords, but this more dominant energy, I'll say. And our approach says that we will be able to leave some shit alone and just be content. Not to say, because I'm a girl, so I'm not trying to say, oh, women just can't let stuff go and we get nervous and upset and nitpick everything. But if that is what's going on in the situation, that's probably not the best idea. Okay. To take action and to get unstuck. There is this feeling of insecurity and naive. To be more competitive. And I feel like that's also for my hangman that feels stuck and they're waiting. The Daughter of Swords says, nope, that's an insecurity, and that's what's crowning you. Like in your thoughts, the insecurities are crowning you. There's also communication for my Pisces coming in from this Magician who's returning from the past. And others of you are going to get communications about rewards or becoming aware of something that's going to make you happy. It could be like, well, oh, I just noticed your account. Bam, here goes some money. Or I just noticed, yeah, boo, I did mess that up. Everything that the retrograde or somebody's memory issues, whatever the case, we done talked about a lot. Who with a wife, the girlfriend, the competition. You are the one. It just crossed my mind, right? So this was kind of cool. I do hope that it helped.